I remember Dave Chappelle said it, like how when somebody don't understand something, they label them crazy. And he's like, that's the worst thing you can do. It's like, because you don't understand, he's just like, oh, what's wrong with him? He must be crazy. When it's like, nah, that's a reason why somebody is doing something. Whether it is like a chemical imbalance in their brain, or it's like they feel like they want the attention to say something that's going to spark conversation, like he knows that thing got shared.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So like,
I literally look at it like how I look at the homeless people in LA. It's like they say shit. It may have some kind of basis. It may. I don't even get into the logic of it. I just ignore it and keep moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Three Fly Gents podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Bill Hudson, with my man,
the Polo Man, AJ Francois,
with my man also on the line,
Travis, the broke entrepreneur.
Hey. Yo, another week. How we doing, fellas?
Doing pretty good.
I'm Gucci.
I ain't got too much to complain about this week.
We got our traveling expert here. You know what I mean? Coronavirus update.
Right, live and direct.
Straight from the streets, man. How's looking out there, B?
Hey, bro, it's to me, it's cool, man. People still, I see a lot of people that taking the precautions and just living life, man. Just trying to, young, old, all races. They're moving around. They just taking the precaution. A lot of people wearing a mask. Most people wearing masks, that's traveling.
Right.
So to me, people back in motion. They like, listen, I got to do what I got to do. I can't just sit around and die off.
Right.
That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Well, that's I feel like this is the new normal. That's what I've been saying. The phrase I'm calling the new normal. Where it's like,
wear your mask.
Go outside. If you're gonna go somewhere, make sure like even a place you're going, if they practicing the guidelines or whatever, like is it 6 feet apart? Do they require a mask to get in? Wash your hands. Like that's basically what it's going. You're gonna be out. You're gonna be seeing masks at least till next year.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to wait till they find a cure, like you never go outside.
Yeah, I was about to say. I know people like that. They're like, I'm not going outside till there's a vaccine. And I'm like, so you're gonna be inside till 2024? That's what you tell me.
Yeah. I already said. Yeah, I respect all all the people who feel like they don't want to they don't want to take the chance. I get it, what I mean. But they also gotta be respectful to the people who just like listen. I'm going to live because I don't know if we're gonna ever be able to get out. It's just becoming a new norm. But practicing, like for me, I went to Home Depot and got I bought like a 50 pack of the mask. So I'm changing them out every day. You know what I mean? Like I just been, I got my wipes with me. I put a whole bunch.
But you like taking precautions. You're not one of the people be like, yo, I don't need the mask.
No.
What hand sanitizer?
Right.
It's a hoax. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen movements like that. When we get to our table to eat, you take your mask off,
right?
And the way to keep his mask on. But other than that, people living, bro. Like people really, and it's not just you can't put a race on it. Like it's not a race thing. Like because it's every race I've seen has been mask on, mask off. Like some people, everybody just living. They can't kind of put it in one category. It's like everybody.
Right.
Some people I see doing it. Some people I don't see doing it in all races. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, to me, it just looks like people like this, bro. Like at the same time too. Traveling's a little bit more easier. Like the flights are low.
I've noticed that
prices.
Too. I mean,
the flight
cheaper
flights. Cheaper
hotels
prices. Hotels $50. You talking about Hilton's?
Yeah.
But then there's $70 a night, which is very unusual.
I'm about to go see my homeboy next month because I saw the flight. Like he lives in Lubbock, Texas. Usually, like that ticket's like $500-$600, and I got that shit for like $60. So I was
That's
like,
what I'm saying. See?
I'm like, bro, I was like, hey, you free this weekend? He's like, yeah. I'm coming through for a weekend. I'm like, why not? Like,
pull up.
He said, say less.
Right,
Southwest.
So okay.
That's solid.
They honor the middle road.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Southwest in the middle.
They block out the middle row, and they don't give you any like service. They do water, but they do it in the can. So it's like So like honestly, when you fly with them, it's like to me, I'm like, if travel was always like this, it'd be amazing. Like it's like you never have to worry about the middle seat. Like you just it's like what we talking about.
And it's like half the thing. Perfect. I think only 60 people can get on.
Yeah, like I think the last flight I took, dropping my son off, the flight could hold like 140, and like I think 70 people was on the plane.
Yeah, they do.
So you spread out like I mean, you basically damn near at the front of the plane, like
Everybody got their own spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, exactly. So like for me, man, like I said, man, like life's for short. You gotta make the best of it. A lot of people just putting that trauma in the air, like, you know what I mean? I don't have time for that, bro. Like, listen, I'm gonna do what I need to do, take my, drink my water, take my one a days.
Oh yeah.
And, just live, bro, because we don't know when this is gonna be over, so you gotta just get, be prepared for the new norm. But I can't see it. They saying mask until next year. I see this becoming the new norm. I see it as a norm.
Well, I think it's gonna be like China. Like I've seen, like speaking of like the polo man, like I literally saw Ralph Lauren. They gonna have a whole new mask line of just literally like
yeah. That's
gonna be a style, bro. It's gonna Gucci, all the big brands. I feel like that's gonna be the thing where it's gonna be like a style. Like you're gonna have a mask. It's gonna have the little filter. It's gonna just be the shit like people do. Like you said, like in China, like that's how they always live. It's not gonna be. It's just that's what it's gonna be. No matter where you go, you're gonna have your mask. You're gonna be adjusting to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
Well, this was it this week? We had sent a rest in peace to John Lewis.
Yeah, this was it happened.
Who's that?
So John Lewis was like basically like he came in the next wave after Malcolm X, after Dr. King, like.
Oh, John Lewis. Yeah. My bad.
No, you all good. I had people that didn't know about him, and I told them I was like, he's like an unsung. Like it's like he's not the name people first go to when they think about the civil rights and things like that. But he was definitely like instrumental in like getting a lot of the rights we have today, and he was definitely about the nonviolent movement.
He was like a politician that like really cared, like did something.
They actually did.
Front line. Yeah,
he's a representative from Georgia in the 5th congressional district, and so he's been there since like 1987. And you'll see the pictures online of like his mugshot because he was there protesting.
Oh yeah, he'd been arrested like 40 times, and it's like so many times he just be smiling because he already know what it is. He like, oh, they gonna arrest me, they gonna free me. And my point was made. Like but he's it was definitely sad to see him go, but he definitely made his impact.
Legacy, like hopefully whoever take his spot, keep the fight going and definitely inspire whoever else has those seats. Because we were talking about before, like ain't no point in having those politicians people vote in that's not
doing
that job.
It's like I voted you in to make change, you just sitting on your hands like. He was definitely about that. Even like I think his last public speech was about George Floyd. Like he's that. It wasn't like he was older and he's like I'm done. He was still like that active.
Doing his thing. So rest in peace to him. Condolences to the family, everybody on that front. So speaking of the new normal, we got like the NBA is back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No fans.
No fans. They said they last test, though, they had nobody test positive.
Yeah.
It was looking rough at first.
Yeah.
At first, I saw...
Russell
Harden.
And then...
basically, the Rockets are done. The Rockets...
right? Yeah,
Before the season starts, the Rockets are... They just probably going to lay it down. But I guess the next round of tests they did, like, nobody tested positive, so they're going to go forward with no fans.
Yo, hey...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Is that the new norm?
What?
You think that's gonna be the new norm?
Yeah, they said in order for them to like, because it's kind of like before you play a game, like I said, after Rudy Gobert caught it, you saw everybody freaked out. It was like, yo, he's in the locker room, he touched stuff, he was talking. So it's kind of like players want that assurance because they were saying like before people was like breaking protocol. Like going out, without the mask.
I've seen a lot of rappers were breaking. A lot of basketball players were breaking protocol.
So it was kind of like you can't be like, just because you down here, everybody take it seriously because there'll be like one guy that mess the whole system up.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I think that for them, for now, definitely, with the traveling restrictions, I think they're going to want to make sure that they can say all our players is taken care of.
Right.
It's harder to do for the NFL is trying to.
NFL, I think they're still trying to iron that shit out.
There's way too many. Like, it's too much of an operation to get. I mean, between because you got 53 players, and then you got all the assistant coaches, training staff, and the executives.
That's gonna be cut.
You see what I'm saying?
That's gonna go down.
To cut that shit.
But that's gonna go down. It's not gonna be a 53-man roster no more. I don't see it. I see it going. They got cut.
17 games.
What's gonna happen?
People still gonna be getting hurt. I think it's still gonna be 50. They just need to figure out where they can. Because if they do the same thing like Orlando, say everybody play at the Dome in Atlanta or somewhere or whatever, right? Where they you practically have to live on the, somewhere like that. And then the games they're not gonna have fans, right?
Yeah, everybody's out with the fans.
But I don't think you need a 53-man roster though. 53 people are not but when you got a 53-man roster, everybody's not. It's not suited up.
You'll have them on a team. You saying everybody won't travel with
them.
They
won't travel. That's the thing.
I don't think it's gonna be 53. I think it's gonna get cut. I'm telling you, bro.
Well, you got 22 starters, and then you're gonna have some people for special teams.
Yeah, special
teams.
That
you don't want to do double.
But then you got dudes that sub out.
That's another 30. So it's another 33. I can see you cutting the team to 33. But I think
33. Yeah, but I mean the subbing that's only. The only people that really get subbed out really is running backs, wide receivers.
Usually the big fellas, the linemen and shit,
Yeah, the big fellas, the defensive linemen. Yeah, the defensive linemen get subbed out here and there. But I see it cutting down. I think they're gonna cut everything down in staff, right? They're gonna figure out a way because the thing about everybody now is figuring out is that we don't need as many people as we thought we did. That's what a lot of places are figuring out. Basketball, everybody. I think every business now is saying, even with I said again at the doctor's office. I don't need the doctor's office now is only taking two people at people at an hour. It's no more it's 10 of y'all in the office just waiting to get seen. That's done. So even the homie told me his people was they're not getting hours no more because I don't need a receptionist and a nurse. I can get the nurse to be the damn receptionist.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? To do all of it. So things are getting cut in half. I think because. The less people, the more. Even think about the restaurants now. Now it's the capacity, right? The half of what it used to be. So I think with the NFL, which is like you said, a bigger roster, training staff, they're gonna have to create a bubble. I can't see everybody playing at their own stadium every game.
For the bubble, I feel like you're gonna need two bubbles. You're gonna have one for the AFC.
Oh, for football,
because
it's a lot of people to put in one city.
It's exactly. There's how many teams? 32 teams?
Is it 30? Yeah. 32 teams, yeah.
Oh, 30. Yeah, 32 teams. So you're going to have...
How many football
teams? Basketball is 30.
That's only because it's the playoffs, though. So you're going to have 8 teams.
But even basketball, they cut the teams, though. You got to remember that. Basketball, they don't have all 30 teams in Orlando. They only have 23 or something. It's they have the teams that were already in the playoffs and a couple bubble teams.
And 18 teams, right? With 12.
Right, Orlando.
Yeah. So teams that were on the edge, they have those. But they didn't even bring back all 30 teams. And that's basketball with 12 players on a roster. You know what I'm saying? NFL...
Yeah, it's a little different.
You gotta be I feel like a hotel be at max capacity with just the division. You'd be
that's gonna be tough.
I'm interested to see. What surprises me about the fans, though, is my mom made a good point. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, of all the places, she's like, I would let fans in stadiums before I would let people go to bars and restaurants. Because a stadium, you can sell, you can literally say
that's true.
I'm only selling this many tickets. And these seats are available. Just like a flight. You can literally be
if you comfortable, because the thing is about interacting with people, right? I thought about the movie theater. I was like, you could sell say you do every other seat or every other row.
Because at AMC, you can block those seats out.
But the problem is that if you're in the middle, if you're on the edge, you're fine. But if somebody had to say, excuse me, had to step over.
I told you that.
I was like, yo,
middle seats is done. Middle seats is that's gone. So middle seats.
But you're not going to say only put people on the edge.
You're literally going to have if you was in a movie theater, you would have the edge seats of every row. Literally, that's what I'm saying. That's what it would be like. So you'd be open enough, but it's I feel like middle seats any like potential like excuse me, like all that's gonna be done.
So imagine at a stadium though, right? Like at a stadium, I think baseball stadiums have it where it's like what 10 between each aisle.
Yeah.
10 seats. So that way, obviously, you got like what 60,000 seats. That's a math where you can go like we could sell only the edge seats, or
right
across the whole and space everybody out. But when you start getting like football, like how like it should be like a bench row, like a bench like across the thing.
Well, I'm thinking of like people that own like season tickets. So the season tickets, you assume I assume if you have a 4-pack of season tickets, those are people you've quarantined with, those people you know, so that they can be together. But then so you space that out. So you have those people there, you space it out. So you could have first you like address your season ticket holders. You like, okay, we're gonna spread y'all out through the stadium. Right. Then the general tickets, you spread them out. And it's like, you could easily sell like, I'm not saying to pack the stadium like a college game, but you could sell like 1,000 tickets. You know what I'm just saying? Like as a number. 1,000 in the stadium that holds 17,000. You can spread those people out like pretty like, and it's basically like everybody buys tickets together. Like you can't just buy a ticket by yourself and roam around the stadium. It's got to be like me and you buy a ticket.
Like the restaurants or the club.
Exactly. Like, yeah, in the club. Yeah, you can come in who you came with. Y'all can be together. But like you're not going to be next to.
You want to move, keep your mask on.
Yeah. So like that just kind of surprised me. I'm like, you could have fans to me. It just wouldn't be as many fans. But like with the football, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. So I'm curious.
They're working on it now. Some players want to do it. Some people ain't. But we'll see. Baseball is.
Yeah, because a couple players. Yeah, baseball. I think you can. I think baseball is might be a little bit easier. Yeah, it might be because you can. And I'm saying like you don't even have to have fans.
I mean, baseball they socially distance like naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like baseball, the one sport like naturally, you got outfielders literally like you way over here in left field. I'm way over here in right. Like we chilling. Like
right, facts. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, baseball is spread it out, and I think baseball, and also they can do it with no fans too. But I think if you do fans, I think what it is, people just gonna have to sign waivers.
Yeah,
that's it. They're going to make them sign waivers. And there's people out here that's really willing to sign a waiver to go to a game. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I would sign a waiver.
I feel like that's going to be the new move. A lot of these things. A lot of these things are just going to be, you sign this waiver or like, it's going to be built into the ticket where it's like, as you buy the ticket, it's like, hey, there's this Corona waiver.
Yeah. Well, there's an assumed risk. Right?
Even for clubs.
They're about to say it's an assumed risk now that even though we'll do what we can to protect you, you can still catch it. Yeah, you take that one.
University got it. Yeah, University Studios got that. They got that now. Well, basically, you at your own risk. You know, we're doing our part to make sure, but we cannot guarantee that you can't catch it. They crack down on that. So I honestly think, even with clubs and shit, I think the smart thing to do soon with the clubs and all that. I don't know. Also, too, if y'all heard about Atlanta. The Atlanta mayor they getting sued by the governor.
Because about the mask joint, which is crazy, bro.
The mask, which is mandatory.
Which is funny because Trump is now on board with that shit.
It's a game. Whatever you gotta do to divide the people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, now he's saying it's patriotic.
Because he's taking too much heat. He was taking mad heat about not taking it serious. Like, you ain't taking it serious, and if you don't wear it, then people ain't gonna wear it. So what kind of example is that? So then he was I wear the mask. And I was like,
he's like, now, he's literally saying that shit now, which I'm like, it's comical to be like,
right? Because he need that. Like people are really, like I said, remember we saw how like the Karens, they made their own card, like I can't wear a mask,
right?
And they was like, seeing people make the argument like, oh, it's bad to breathe in carbon monoxide, your own, air or whatever. And I was like, oh. And it's like, all right, so y'all rather just go out, just spitting droplets on everybody, just risking it all. I was like, okay. But
I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Is if people want to risk it, that's on them. Like I don't think masks should be forced. I think it should be, hey, it's like in China, everybody doesn't wear masks.
You one of those people.
Yeah, it's a seatbelt.
They be like, I feel like I shouldn't have to wear a seatbelt. But legally, I have to. And it's against my right.
You have to.
The only argument I've ever heard, because they never wanted to get stuck. If they
but you always got in the car with that one person that would be like, fuck this seatbelt. And it's like, even though it's in the car, they literally they put it on halfway. Or they would just be like, fuck this. If I get a ticket, I get a ticket.
But the insurance company says so much money
Yeah.
Because now you got a dead body flying through your windshield. You know, and they be like,
that's on them though. That's on them. But what I'm saying, bro, like I don't think masks should be mandatory. I think it should be.
But if you make it optional,
like it should be optional.
They did make it optional. Nobody was wearing.
Well, that's because that's a whole other thing. It's because they spent so much time saying you don't need to wear a mask. You don't need to wear a mask.
True.
Then all of a sudden they flipped it, and it was actually you got to wear a mask. Everybody's like, you've been telling me all my life that I don't need to wear a mask.
I'm just saying, if you give people the option, niggas ain't gonna do it.
I mean,
just kind of like how they was telling businesses.
Well, you gave people option, they still not doing it. It doesn't matter. They still not gonna do it. Like people still. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm in Florida. It's some people. It's stores that saying mandatory mask, and people are still walking in there like I'm not.
So like remember like who was it like the AirTran, United, one of them airlines,
United.
where the flight attendants were saying they like their policy is recommended. It's not mandatory. Like you can still fly if you don't have it on. Flight attendants start catching COVID, you know, passengers like, oh, we don't have to, we don't have. Next thing you know, they say, yeah, we need to, you know, everybody needs to wear to get on this flight. And what happened? Numbers go down. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, if you get, all I'm saying is if you give people the option, they ain't going to do it. Same thing with businesses. When it was like business can open, and it was like, so what bars do? Hey, I need to make money. I need to be open. Yeah, I'm opening up. And it was like, but you know the capacity got to be this. You got to make sure.
You got to follow all
these things. They ain't give. They was just like, we open. And they say, you know, they have an outbreak. So it's almost like that. Yo, we've shown you that. We give you the choice. We, you know, like
you
they don't
know what you gonna take.
they don't want to take that chance of like,
I mean,
things going wild because they're going to wild up.
Yeah,
I mean that's facts.
I know we wanted to jump into, we said Kanye. Because, you know, he's been, once he made the announcement he was running as a third candidate, and everybody was like, well, one side was like, yo, if he runs, there's going to be some people that are going to vote for him. Right? Like, people. Like,
which is facts.
Yeah. And it was like a vote for him.
Yeah.
It was like basically a vote for Donald Trump. And then somebody would get offended and be like, how?
Yep.
You know, which it was like, yo, because obviously you need a certain amount. It's a numbers game.
Right. It's all a numbers game.
And so it was kind of like, yo, you can just basically take away from one guy to give it to another that's like, that could use those votes because you're going to have to come together to get them out. And then Kanye went in his rally, and on his rally, kind of said some things that
that boy Kanye
ruffled some feathers, you know, like, put it like that.
Oh, he definitely ruffled some feathers, bro. He's he.
I don't know if you heard the comment when he said that he basically
heard Tubman didn't
free the slaves. What she did was let some black people go work for some white people. She just let them to go work for white people. And he said some more things there about the abortions and
I'm just like
other things that
almost killed his daughter and his father. He bro. But you know what though? And I mean, the end of the story was he had an album.
Well, yeah, that's someone else like pointed out. They're like, I'm sensing
that's the rollout.
That's the rollout. You talk about the rollout. We talk about the August rollout.
August, he said, I see you.
No. Kanye is like,
president.
How many times we gonna forgive, bro? Like, and say I need to I'm not wasting my prayer on him, bro. I'm not doing that. Like, because it becomes a thing when you become an adult, bro, and you handicap people so much because he's done this about 3 or 4 times, and people, you know, yes, oh yeah, he's a genius, all this and that, but no, he's stupid, bro. He's doing this for attention. Do I believe he has a mental issue? I don't know. I don't really know because I feel like when you a grown adult and you're a man, okay, you got mental issues, but you keep doing this shit publicly.
Well, yeah, I think the way he expresses himself, right? Like in a way, he expresses himself in a way that even if it was just a thought that you couldn't be like, yo, let me consider what he's saying. It's so extreme to the left to make a point. He generalizes a lot of stuff. So obviously nobody's going to agree with a general statement.
Right.
It's like when somebody say, oh, black people do this. It's like, hold up. All black people do this.
It's like, wait a
goddamn. You can't call people brainwashed. You know, you can't generalize things whenever you speak anyway. But And then he says it, you know, he yells it, so then obviously he gives it enough. But he knows what he's saying. I think he's saying what he's saying. He believes what he believes. And people say that he needs help or whatever. I was like, that man been living in a bubble up on Calabasas Hill. You know, the first time he went off when he was talking to Yo from TMZ, it was like, that was like the sign right there. Like, yo, you so disconnected from black.
You don't even understand.
You basically feeding into the stereotypes. Like, it's kind of the thing they say, once you get to a level, make certain kind of money, your circle of the people you hang around, you start looking down on all that, like he wasn't just there. And the longer you stay up there, the more you forget what it was like to be, you know. And so he's so disconnected. He's so far that, the shit he's saying, he believes. I honestly think he sat around.
Yeah, but they don't blame it on Kim, because that ain't Kim saying it. She don't say no dumb stuff. She out here trying to get prison reform. I don't want people to keep bashing Kim. But that's the thing,
I don't even know why people still bashing Kim. Like, even
they say she letting them. She not She's saying that.
He's a grown man.
I agree.
You can't control him. Hold up, he did the same thing with Amber Rose. Let's not forget about how he jumped on the stage and did that. Like he's a grown man. He does this shit, and then people trying to put that shit on Kim K. Like, nah, bro.
Because she told him to fall back on her, like the president. She was like, nah, B, you need to rescind that president. Like, she already said that. Like, so it's like, I don't know what people expect her to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Kim and she down. You know, he exposed in the car. Like, bro, like, no, nigga, don't put that, bro. Like, and that's another thing. I don't mean to jump on subject with the Kardashian, bro. Did Lamar Odom? Did he or did he not say that Khloe was a good person?
Oh yeah, no, he definitely said that.
And he was the one. He said that. He said, "Yo, she was faithful. She did everything right. He was the one who lost his damn mind and started doing the coke. She didn't introduce him to that. He was already doing that. He said he had an addiction to coke and porn. He said she was actually the good woman. He said he did her wrong.
I feel like they just have like a reputation. Like, Kim has a reputation of like how she came out. Like, people just like, oh, so they just assume, but it's like, it's not her. Like,
she get more heat.
It's not her, bro.
I guess what is it, cultural appropriation? Like, basically, she gets some heat more for that. It's like the whole family do. I think that once you say the Kardashians, it's kind of like they all get lumped into, you know, the one, but it's really like the other sister, the one that be still in the clothes. The idea.
No, I agree with that. I think it is. They do kind of get lumped into that, like, oh, you want to be black, you want to, you know.
I'm not saying they don't have their ways. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying
is Kanye, that you can't blame
when it comes to
for Kanye.
But you can't stop blaming Kim for Kanye, bro. You can't do that. Like, that shit is
accountable for what he said. He said what he said. They said it's mental because his mom passed and everything. I mean, if you want to say that he don't have any guidance, like a voice of reason to be like, yo, I wouldn't do that because it may do this. Like, you don't have nobody to pull you back, because usually you gotta have somebody you respect, to like to listen to.
Yeah,
if you don't respect,
you don't have nobody. That's why Jay don't do it. So now
you just be like, yo, can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, which was his song. Like, yo, nobody can tell me nothing because I got the money, and so now that nobody can tell you anything, this is what it looks like. That's it.
Because I'm the first to admit, like, I know, like, Kanye is definitely different than from like what he even was, you know, before his mom passed. At the same time, I'm not gonna make an excuse for like the crazy shit he says. Like, I'm like, look, bro, we all got problems, but it's like, I can't. That don't give you a green light
publicly
because
publicly
because you have problems. You just be reckless. Like, and I feel like I tell people all the time. I feel like Kanye literally used like the world as like his therapy. Like, instead of just actually going to therapy and getting that shit fixed, like, he'll just say some crazy shit just because he doesn't even know. It's just thoughts in his head, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Well, I'm gonna just put it out there and see, and like kind of feel it out. Be like, oh, okay, I'm thinking this today." And it's like he puts it out there, gets the feedback. Like, so he'll say some shit like Harriet. Like, Harriet, she wasn't freeing the slaves. She was actually taking them to the master just to work at a job. And it's like, that's something he legit probably thought of. And he's like, instead of going to the therapy session and working that shit out, it's like he just says, like, he'll put it in a tweet or be out there and say that shit.
You got an album coming out. You know how to market. You know how to promote. You know how to do a rollout.
Right.
Like the things you say, what they say, you say just enough of the truth, just to be like, anybody could twist data and facts to make a point. Right?
Exactly.
And it's like on some borderline hotep shit, when they say some things and you just be like, technically, it may be factually, but it's interpreted like on some conspiracy.
It's like the way you say something. It's like you could literally look at what he said about Harriet. You could say technically, did like a slave that got free,
but it wasn't black-owned business.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, be like, yo, let me go start. I want to work for Fubu.
Right. Like there was nobody there wasn't like any other job. So it's like, yeah, technically, did they go from being free to work for? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But it's like, what else was they supposed to do? Like, and it's like, do you think Harry was sitting there thinking?
But it makes his point. Like for him, he's like, "This is how I make my point of how like things are, facts are twisted, dates. People misinterpret history, things like that. And I'm here to tell you the truth." And it's like, it's like one of those preachers,
right?
That kind of skirt the Bible.
But it's like, do we need you to tell us the truth? Like, who?
That's your truth.
That's what I'm saying. Who asked about? Like, who was sitting there talking about Harriet, and it was just like, it was like ruining.
Why we showing Harriet so much love when she out here?
Like she got a Harriet Day or something. And everybody, and like, if he came out and it was a Harriet Day, and he was like, "Look, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Harriet." Yeah. All right, you got me, Kanye. Just out the blue, nobody was talking about Harriet. It's not Black History Month. It's not like.
Bottom line, you vote for that name?
Hell no.
You vote for him, Travis?
No, not at all, brother.
Cool.
I would never.
Yeah.
Never.
Can't do it.
Hope he gets the help. Somebody can talk to him. I don't think nobody care. I think usually what happens is at this point you start flying too close to the sun, you burn.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think nobody can talk to him.
Say something that gets you canceled, and then you start back.
I made my bed with Kanye a long time ago. Like, I don't even like fuck with him on the music tip. Like, I'm just like, all right, Kanye.
I'm kind of weirded out if anybody even support his like music, like, cause it's like he does it too much, bro. But people got the right to like what they like, but buying Yeezys and shit, that shit don't make sense to me, bro. Yeah. It don't make sense at all, bro. Buying any of his things and supporting, bro, like it's time, bro.
Like it's quiet. Like when his last with Jesus King album, I said, man, this choir sounds amazing. I said, in fact, Kanye starts rapping on these songs, actually ruins it. It's like it should be just the choir, and then just call it Jesus is King, and just leave the choir.
And look what happened though. He did make I didn't listen to it, but from the things that I saw on social media, it was a good gospel album. And look what happened. He reneged. Right against that.
Yeah.
Against that, and he started talking that money shit again recently in one of his tweets. I'm a billionaire. I'm rich. But I'm rich. And then he hit it back with, I'm rich in spirit too. Like, you know what I mean? No. Don't clean it up now.
Right.
So all that shit.
When they got that $50 million tax break or whatever, so that reported, like, oh yeah, I got his tax return.
Oh,
that's why he was like friends with Trump. Whatever. Yeah, like I just like sometimes like I like how you said, Travis. Some people do like to give excuses when something. I remember Dave Chappelle said it, like how when somebody don't understand something, they label them crazy, and it's like that's the worst thing you can do. It's like because you don't understand, it's just like, oh, what's wrong with them? They must be crazy. When it's like, nah, that's a reason why somebody is doing something. Whether it is like a chemical imbalance in their brain, or it's like they feel like they want the attention to say something that's going to spark conversation, like he knows that thing got shared.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So like,
I literally look at it like how I look at the homeless people in LA. It's like they say shit. It may have some kind of basis. It may. I don't even get into the logic of it. I just ignore it and keep moving. That's how. So it's like when he says shit, I'm like I don't even sit and think about like, oh, where did it come from? Did he have a point? No, I don't even like. They're like, oh, Kanye said some shit, and I'm like, bet. And I just keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna definitely tap in with y'all. Yeah, I definitely ain't voting for Kanye. And the versus battle was definitely dope tonight. My opinion, I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't think Snoop was gonna win. I honestly, because I came up on DMX. I came up on X and Snoop, but X was a more factor in my life as a kid. And Snoop was big because my uncles and them, the Chronic album as a little kid was a big, I was a baby when the Chronic came out, but just growing up, Snoop was a big thing, but he's West Coast. I was, Baltimore, the dogs and the pit bulls and the DMX just had the whole East Coast culture on something. Yeah, it was different. So I thought X, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize, like, I know all the Snoop songs, but I didn't even realize his catalog.
His catalog is too strong.
Damn, I forgot about this song. I forgot about that song. I forgot about, his first album is, well, we all knew that was a classic, but I forgot about all the other stuff.
Doggy Style?
Doggy Style.
That whole album was like, most of those was like the first half of the battle.
Right.
And then all the features and all the things after came after, and West Side Connection.
Yeah.
Doggy Style is cool, but we forgot about The Chronic.
Right.
The Chronic, he was on half of that album.
Yeah.
The Chronic is one of the top 5 best albums that ever came out in history.
True. He was like, I got you.
Top 3, maybe.
Then he was like, beautiful. So he was like, oh, you want something?
Yeah, you want something to slow it down? Got something with your lady in there?
Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, he got Charlie Wilson. He got a whole bunch. Like, his catalog is vicious. And I forgot, but just a Chronic and Doggy Style alone can just wipe you out.
That's like the first 10 X was going. I felt like X was going.
X had some dubs.
The first 10, and then after that, Snoop was just going to be like, all right, let's stop playing. And every song it'll be hard to match, like for everybody else.
It was hard to match.
If you're an X fan, you can be like, oh, I rock with that song. It might work.
The songs that Snoop started with, I already knew it was over. Because I was like, oh, if that's what he's throwing out first, I was like, I was thinking that'd be in the chamber. And he was like, he was throwing it out first. I was like, well, DMX, just hold on as long as you can. But this,
he was throwing out the bangers out. I was like, damn. And then you forget because the catalog is so long.
Right.
And then when he did I forgot, I'm America Most Wanted with Pac. Like, that's one of the, like, I'm like, damn. And then all he got to do is, once he dropped Gin and Juice on you,
it's not an X gonna play that's going, like, it was a certain songs that you just was like, I might have to do a throwaway just because I know it's.
But that's what he was doing. I was watching it, and like Snoop was literally, he had like 2 rounds where he just did throwaways. Where he's like, "Yo, this is a song I like personally. Probably nobody thought I was gonna play. Here it is." And it still wasn't enough for DMX to overcome. Yeah, it was like, it's like, look, I'm gonna give you a couple rounds to keep the viewership high, and then I'm gonna just clean the floor.
I'm gonna smoke you. Right. You know what I mean? Just like I said, like I said, the Chronic album, like, people forgot, like, that was Dr. Dre album, but that kind of was the introduction to Snoop.
Right.
Like, on the Chronic, no, the first introduction was what's that Lawrence Fishburne movie? 187. Mm-hmm. 187. That was his introduction, 187. But then the Chronic album was really like, yo can flow, like, you know what I mean? Like. That you know what I mean? What was the song? I can't remember. I'm trying to think on top of my head right now. But that one he had with Dre, that first one, that video.
Shit. I thought it was some Dre Day. I know he had.
Yeah, Dre. I think it is Dre Day. Yeah, Dre. Yeah, Dre Day. You right there. Yeah, but yeah, that's like, bro, like he. And then you forgot about
Tupac.
No. Whoa. What was the second Dre album at the Chronic?
After Chronic.
I mean, it came out in 2000.
I thought that was like the 2001. Was it 2?
No, it's like.
No, hold up. The one where he reinvented himself pretty much. Because he dropped that horrible album on that horrible album on Aftermath at first.
Oh, was it just called 2001? Wasn't it just called like 2001?
No, it was called.
It was Chronic, and then 2001, and then it was like Detox, right?
What was this album called? I'm trying. No, the Chronic. The Chronic 2001. Yeah, okay. You're right. So the Chronic, the Chronic was 2001, which was a solid. And Snoop had Still Dre. He was on that one. He was on the next episode, which is a Hold Up. Hey, that song.
Well, Ain't No Friends. Ain't No Fun.
Ain't No Fun. Yeah, he played that. Ain't No Fun though.
Yeah, like so just those 2 songs alone was one of the big. Yeah, they 2 of the biggest hits on there on the Chronic 2 album. Then you got the song, what else you got? You got all the features that he was doing. Then you got the him and C Murder, the mother niggas, cause I'm down for my nigga. Yeah, like, niggas forgot about
He didn't play the first song. He did play it. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
That was a throwaway too for him, low key. Like, that was a throwaway. Like, he was literally like, he could have smoked him off the rip, bro. Like, and I'm not even realizing that. But DMX did. Let's not forget.
He had a run. He had a run that rough out.
2 platinum albums in 1 year, which was never done.
No, DMX had
like 2 albums in 1 year.
He had a 5-year run. Like his career was strong. It's just like he didn't have that. He had that longevity that like it's like there's only like a couple of people that play like in basketball. It's like LeBron James, like people have those careers. But then there are players that are still good. They have like they got a dope prime or whatever. But it's like they just don't. They play 10 years and they out. That's kind of how DMX was. DMX was good.
Yeah, DMX is like that. Yeah, he was good. He was good. The first 3, and then he did the movies. And I think when he did the movie, that's when he started dying down. And, you remember that was the thing back in the day. Once like they jumped on TV, it was like over. Like it was like
that was kind of like the second
Eve, LL, and Queen Latifah, and Ice Cube. Like they ain't making no album.
It was like the music went down.
Is better.
It's better than TV. You get on a show like Ice Cube been on like Law and Order. How long?
Ice-T ain't come back.
Yeah, right. And Ice-T is like the father of gangster rap. Like you know what I mean? So just think about how like once they cross over to the movies, and I think that's what happened to X. He started getting. He said he was getting like $10 million a movie.
It's hard to go back. It's hard to get in the studio to be like, what am I doing again?
Yeah, you throwing out throwaways in the studio. You're not even coming in there full blast. But his first 4 albums, they all go platinum. I think every album went platinum. The first 5 went platinum, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh in My Flesh. Then there was X, and then Dog Champ. What was the last? He had like four albums that went platinum straight. So he had like a strong.
He had like a strong
really. Like if you want to say that
he was in there even when he was playing. So I was like, I forgot that song. X did like that. He was like he competed for sure.
Right.
It wasn't.
Yeah. So
it's just like Snoop Man got that catalog, man. It's like
Snoop got a catalog, bro. And like I just realized, like, damn, Snoop is like the godfather of rap. Like, and they didn't even hit me until the night. I was like, damn, bro. But yeah, man, I definitely I was like, damn, Snoop definitely won that by a landslide. But and X had some bangers, bro. But you know what, too? X never really wasn't a radio dude.
Yeah.
He was just Snoop had radio hits for days. X had radio hits, but they really wasn't radio hits. They was forced to be radio hits because they were so big in the streets.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, I guess.
That Dark and Hell is Hot video, I don't know if y'all knew the story behind that. That was a video they said they wouldn't even play that on MTV.
Which one?
Because it was so grimy. Dark and Get At Me, though.
Okay.
They couldn't even play that on MTV because it was so grimy. It was done in a tunnel, and which was in New York, which is a big time club, and it was so gutter, and they said it was so damn raw that they couldn't play that. They couldn't play the video. So he was like one of the first artists I think that was underground.
He was gangster.
That they was able to break on the big scene because he wasn't a really he was the first one because remember it's a lot of underground rappers that we don't really know that was like really big. Like Big L was a dope underground rapper. He was a big rapper, but low key he was underground because he wasn't like a commercial rapper. X was never a commercial rapper, but his songs were so big that you had to put them on commercial because they was too big. It was like, yo, we got to do an edited version of this and chop it up and put it out because this shit is big. And it was one of those because if I remember my grandmother bought me the damn non-cussing version of his CD, and it was like it was horrible, dog. It was horrible.
I was like non-cussing. I was like, that's
exactly. So Snoop had radio for days.
Yeah, he knew like those singles. He's like, I'm gonna got the singles game.
Right.
Yeah, the single. Yeah. So the single, like, so that's why Snoop really won. Like, and then I mean, even his he was a gangster rapper, but he had the charisma to be on like the regular
he said,
radio. Like it was his.
Pharrell put him on like The Beautiful. Like even before he dropped that track, he talks about how Pharrell kind of came to him and he was like, "Yo, you gotta hit the female market." He was like, "What you mean? Like I don't have this that style." And he was like, "Nah, you gotta tap into it." He kind of like pushed him towards.
That's when he came out like P.I.M. He didn't even play like 50 Cent, like the P.I.M.
Yeah, he didn't play none of that.
Like, once he did tap into the female market or whatever.
It was a rap. But he gave credit to Pharrell kind of pushing him towards like Pharrell was like telling him like, yo, you got this on lock.
It's kind of like how what's his
diversify
name?
yourself, diversify your portfolio. You know, you got
how this. Like John Legend should be thanking Outkast, Andre 3000 for green light because
he'll
still be crooning behind the piano.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But yeah, that versus battle was definitely like I watched the afterwards and shit, went through it, and
I feel like it
I
was
was
going to
like,
be
damn,
like
bro, this is a
like
good one.
usually with these, it's not like somebody gets like completely smoked or whatever. Maybe like I think Fabulous and Jada, like that one, they was kind of like had more than people thought. Like he came prepared, Jada came prepared,
right?
But this one, I feel like you're gonna have like a couple ties, and you're gonna give a couple more to.
That's how it kind of felt, and it was like if you just watched it, it was like honestly like two uncles, just like your uncles at the barbecue just coming through. They lit. It was kind of that. Like Snoop wasn't coming like on the smoke. Like he was kind of coming on good energy.
He's like, I got records. Yeah, I can play something. You know what I mean?
He's like, you got records. I got records. Like, let's sip some of the Ciroc and gin, and we'll have a good time. Like that's how it was. So it wasn't even like, even if he knew he could, like it wasn't. He wasn't coming on that type of energy. He was kind of coming like, yo, let's put on a good show, have good vibes, and shit was dope. I think Versus finally got it locked in. So I'll tune in. I don't know what happened to the T.I. thing. They cancel or something on the cool?
50 Cent? Oh, I don't think 50 never accepted it.
Fifth,
he never accepted it. He got called out.
I guess.
Okay. Because I heard it for a minute, and then like we talked about it, and then it was like all of a sudden they slid in, hey, Snoop and DMX. And I'm like, is this the bait and switch?
Dog versus the dog.
Yeah, I was like, but okay.
Yeah, Fifth didn't want to do it, and I mean, that would have been good for hip hop. You know what I mean? I think that the New York versus the South, but Fifth. I guess Fifth at the point where he like, yo, I'm not about to do that. Like,
which I get it. I'm like,
I felt like T.I. would have won, but Fifth is kind of
he's over here on his producing shit. Like, he ain't had nothing.
I got trying to get For Life for Dude season 2,
right,
and all these other power book,
right?
Yeah, so I wasn't even tripping, but I feel like that's all the news this week. Anything else?
One more thing. The Writers Guild. Not the writers, the actors.
Oh, the SAG.
So SAG struck a deal with the Motion Pictures of Alliance deal.
Hey.
So with this new deal,
get your boy back to work.
Well, they got they got an increase in residuals for the streaming. That's like a big thing. More benefits and a raise on the thing. So it's a big win for the Actors Guild. So usually once the actors kick off, then the writers negotiations, and then everybody else starts falling in behind. Set the tone. So shout out to them for that. Other than that, that's it for now. We can get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Three Fly Gents. Be sure to follow us on social media at Three Fly Gents on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, or want to reach out to us personally, you can hit us at threeflygents@gmail.com. Y'all got any announcements? Or any of y'all cooking up?
Nah, I think this week.
Nah, bro, I'm
this week chill. All right.
Yeah, I'll be in town for like 2 days, and then I'm back on the road again.
All right. You be safe out there.
That's funny.
All right, y'all. Till next week.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Peace.